This video is sponsored by Aquashine Exteriors, professional jet washing and cleaning services across Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, including Dorset, Hampshire and Wiltshire. Are you feeling it's time to get that driveway nice and shiny for when you come home, or are you wanting to get that guttering tidied up and spotless again? They deliver this, plus much, much more. Please head into the description below where you'll find their details for their website, including the socials, Facebook and Instagram. You also need to find their before and after portfolio. You can also call them on 07503 998 088 for a free quotation. Don't wait till next week. Don't think you'll do it another day. Pick up the phone, give them a call, check them out. Good afternoon and welcome to Cherries Red Army. We are in the main an AFC Bournemouth fan channel, but the World Cup is upon us. It started yesterday and England kick off their campaign against Iran in about 15 minutes time. So we're going to follow England initially in this World Cup. Let's see how it goes because we've got other games coming up against USA and Wales. Got some AFC Bournemouth players in the Wales team. So, yeah, we want you to join us in this World Cup journey. Let's see how it goes. And as the tournament progresses, we'll get more guests on, more interaction. And it's your opportunity to tell us how you feel in this fixture. If you're new to the channel or you're watching this video back, do subscribe to Cherries Red Army. And, of course, hit the like button. You'll see at the bottom of the screen, the banner, the team lineups are out. We're going to go into more detail of them very, very, very soon. But let's just take a look at that England team that Gareth Southgate has picked. And he's gone for Jordan Pickford in goal, Luke Shaw, Declan Rice, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Captain Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Kieran Trippier, Saka, Mason Mount and Jude Bellingham, with some good talent on the bench to come on if we do need it. And we'll have a look in more detail at that lineup. We'll also look at the Iran lineup that's managed by Carlos Queiroz, who was assistant manager for Sir Alex Ferguson. So he's got a lot of experience, who's also managed previously at Real Madrid. I do want to highlight then that there's been some, news leading up to this game. All the football should be the talk in these types of tournaments, but we don't like to get political on this channel, really. We like to try and keep it football related, but with the way this World Cup has started, it's no surprise that other factors have come into this. And we are going to touch on the statement that was dropped to do with the One Love armband that Harry Kane was going to wear, that the FA were going to commit to. And if you want to put your thoughts in the comments, do let us know your thoughts. But they have said in a statement, alongside other associations, including Wales, Belgium, Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands and Switzerland, FIFA has been very clear that it will oppose sporting sanctions if our captains wear the armbands on the field of play. As national federations, we can't put our players in a position where they could face sporting sanctions, including bookings. So we have asked the captains not to attempt to wear the armbands in the FIFA World Cup games. We were prepared to pay fines that would normally apply to breaches of kit regulations and had a strong commitment to wearing the armband. However, we cannot put our players in a situation where they might be booked or even forced to leave the field. We are frustrated by the FIFA decision, which we believe is unprecedented. We wrote to FIFA in September, informing them of our wish to wear the One Love armband to actively support inclusion in football, and had no response. Our players and coaches are disappointed. They are strong supporters of inclusion, and we will show support in other ways. And is it a surprise that it's left to a few hours before the fixture to tell England and other nations that they can't wear that armband? Look, we'll all have our own opinion. Sport is here to make a change for the better. It should be inclusive. And that's all I'm going to say on it, really. I don't really like to get too embroiled into politics. I think it's wrong, but we're going to concentrate on the football from here on in. And as I mentioned, those team lineups were out. And let's get the lineups on a spread of a pitch, which includes SofaScore, which is what we use. And looking at the Iran team, there are some players in there that you might know. Taremi is someone who's played European football, scored like something like 60 goals in Europe. And Jahan Bash, who used to play at Brighton, a very clever winger, who is someone that could be a threat for Iran today and could cause us problems. They won their group qualifying stage. by 26 points, I think it was. And I'll bring that pitch diagram up again in a moment. SofaScore does like to refresh every now and again. So what will we expect from Iran? A manager who will likely set up a low block, which will have to break down, but they might have the odd counter-attack, and we have to be aware of that. But I do want to focus on a couple of players in this England side. And as you'll see, Jordan Pickford is in goal for England. That's no surprise, really. He's always been a constant for Gareth Southgate in this England side. Do I agree with it? Probably not. Do I think it should be Aaron Ramsdale? Yes. He's comfortably a very good goalkeeper now. He is with Arsenal. He's played regular football. They're top of the league. And he's had more clean sheets than Jordan Pickford. And he, for me, looks more assured. I think Pickford, we've seen recently as Bournemouth fans, when we beat Everton 3-0, he was all over the place, showing his frustrations. And I'm sure it's not great to be an Everton goalkeeper at the moment. But he's gone with Jordan Pickford. It's no surprise. I think it should be Aaron Ramsdale. And that's not because of the Bournemouth links. That's just because I think he's in the right place at the right time at the moment. So looking at the back four, and I'm glad it's a back four. It's Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, John Stones, Kieran Trippier. Trippier is in amazing form for England. And Newcastle, actually. He's in great form in his career at the moment. John Stones at Manchester City. Harry Maguire, only 4 games so far this season in the Premier League, and we all know that he is struggling for form and in a tough part of his career. But again, Gareth Southgate trusts him, and it's no surprise he's in there, and Luke Shaw as a left back. You've then got Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham in the midfield. It'll likely be a 4-3-3 with Mason Mount involved as well. Jude Bellingham, probably one of the most exciting footballers in this World Cup and for England. Declan Rice is someone that will protect the back four, and Mason Mount is a player that needs to find some form, because again, with Chelsea, not in blistering form and underachieving what he did last season. So these are not choices that I'm shocked to see, but they are some players, including Mason Mount, that are not in form. So we'll have to see how this goes. Saka is going to potentially play off the right. He is doing very well with Arsenal, who are doing very well in the Premier League. Harry Kane up top, captain, will always score goals, has, I think, about 12 league goals this season, and currently 51 England goals in 75 caps. And Raheem Sterling is a big call because he is bang out of form. Hasn't scored since late August, early September. 3 goals this season for Chelsea. And when you've got someone like Phil Foden in your team, maybe he should be in there. I'd have picked Phil Foden. Again, I'm not shocked that Gareth Southgate's gone for Raheem Sterling. Gareth Southgate will not likely change now, which could be his potential last tournament. But yeah, I think it should be Phil Foden in there. And I'll have a look at another stat in a moment comparing Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling. But we shouldn't be shocked that Raheem Sterling is in this starting lineup. We're going to need to approach this game and break down a defensive low block, as I've said, with Iran. We'll see how they attack this game. We've seen England before previously playing World Cups and struggled to break football teams down. We beat Tunisia a few World Cups ago. We beat them 2-0 from a Paul Scholes goal. But we'll have to see how this works. The teams are currently on the pitch. The national anthems are happening right now. England's national anthem is being sung. God Save the King will be sung around the arena of the stadium in QATAR. And let's focus on football for at least the next 90 minutes. If you have any thoughts, you can also let us know your score prediction. If you want, you can put it in the chat. Do let us know your score predictions. And we are only a few minutes away from kickoff. And as I said, let's take a look at the comparisons that I wanted to make between Raheem Sterling and Phil Foden, because it's a big call by Gareth Southgate to go with Raheem Sterling. You'll see Raheem Sterling's stats on the screen here. Creation is 68, 58 technical, 74 attack, and that's based on his form this season. And if you compare it, which you can do on the SofaScore, compare the players, bringing up Phil Foden, you can see that he's got the blue outline, and you'll see his statistics this season. 7 goals for Manchester City, 83 in attack compared to 74, 79 in creation, 78 technical. Better all-round player so far better in form is Phil Foden. But we know Raheem Sterling can score goals. I've never been a massive fan of Raheem Sterling. He had a very good time at Manchester City, a very good Manchester City side. But I do think Sterling can be very sloppy with the ball at times. But he'll run between the lines. He'll get himself onto balls around the corner. And he got goals. He got goals in the Euros when I expected Grealish to have more of an impact. And he might score in this World Cup as well. Would I pick Raheem Sterling? No. Would I picked him 2 years ago when he did okay in the Euros? No. But I can understand why Gareth has done it. But we might need a little bit more technical ability in this game because it's not going to be very open. Teams are being shown on the screen that you're currently watching this watch along on YouTube with our Cherries Red Army. Please do hit the subscribe button and like button. And they are showing it as a 4-2-3-1. It's more than likely to be a 4-3-3. We've got players on the bench. Gareth Southgate needs to use them in this fixture. We can be cautious that Gareth Southgate is a defensive, pragmatic manager. And we just need to make sure that he has a go, especially in these group stages. We've got a tough game potentially coming up against USA. I wouldn't write them off. We've got the tough game against Wales, and there'll be a lot riding on that for lots of reasons. And it's important we get off to a winning start today. I'm going to go for a 3-0 prediction. I mean, it'll probably be tighter than that. I'd like to see us win this game 3-0 and set a tone into this tournament and get going from the minute one. That's what I'd like to see. Captains are in the middle. They are playing for kickoff. We will be kicking off very, very soon, and use the interactive chat to let us know your thoughts on this game. Iran's team is being shown as we speak. And as I said, it's mainly to do with Jahan Bash and Tarami, which is going to be the ones that we're going to have to be aware of. It's how effective they can get the ball to those players. Luke Shaw will have a lot of work to potentially do with Jan Hambash. And then no silly nonsense for me from Stones and Maguire. We know Maguire's not in form. We know he's struggling for confidence. So nothing silly, Harry Maguire. Nothing silly. Keep it simple. And let's just not make any mistakes. And Pickford just needs to be calm today. I think he can sometimes be a little bit excitable. It's probably the best terminology to use. So I want to see him a little bit more calm today. Nothing silly. No risks. No risk to take. There's no reason to take any risks in this game. Get on the ball. Be proactive. Get our best players in the game. Should win this fixture. We need to win this fixture. We need to kick off with a win. There's no ifs or buts. So we'll be kicking off very, very soon. Currently showing an image of Carlos Queiroz on the screen. As I said, he's got experience, a very good coaching CV, and he'll be taking this fixture very, very seriously. First half, World Cup kicks off for England. Iran kick off in red, kicking off from right to left. England in white, left to right. And Trippier gets his first touch in this fixture. England are in possession after 10 seconds. Focus on the football for the next 90 minutes. What can England do in this World Cup? Semi-finals in the last World Cup in Russia after taking an early lead against Croatia. Should have done more. We lost that fixture in extra time. Got to the final of the Euros last year, 2020. Lost out to Italy on penalties. Should have won that after scoring early as well. England should have a national trophy, in my opinion. But can it be this? Can it be this time round? I think it'll be a tough ask. But you never know in football. You never know. Jude Bellingham gets his first touch in this World Cup. Currently at Borussia Dortmund. Great talent, in demand. And he'll be definitely one to watch this in the next month in this tournament, in this World Cup. Declan Rice, West Ham United, gives the ball to John Stones. We are currently in the half of Iran. Everyone in Iran's half England getting on the ball early doors, playing it around right to left. Trippier linking up with Saka. Saka is definitely playing off the right. Good touches again. That's about 3 or 4 touches now for Trippier. And England have had possession since 10 seconds in this game. And a minute and 45 in, we're still in possession. Score now. And that'd be a great start. Long ball from Bellingham. Cross from Trippier. In the box. Headed away. Retrieved by Jude Bellingham outside the box. Working it left with Luke Shaw. Getting Mason Mount in the game for the first time. It's going to be the first corner to go to England. Positive early signs from England. And we will have the first corner. Trippier on set pieces by the look of it. It's on the other side of the pitch that he naturally plays on. But he is going over to take this corner. Declan Rice is sitting on the goalkeeper. Sterling's the other side of the goalkeeper. England looking to score an early goal. Trippier. Whips it in. 2 England players go down. Looking for a penalty. Nothing given. Harry Maguire's asking the referee. Referee's given a goal kick. VAR can be looked at. Already played a part in the Ecuador-QATAR game yesterday. There is holding. The Iran defender's not looking at the ball. But it looks like it's not going to be given. I think the Iran goalkeeper looked to take an early goal kick, but they may be looking at it. We may be looking. There is holding in there. He's not looking at the ball. He's holding Maguire. Maguire's gone down. It could be given. Referee says play on. That's where, obviously, when we talk about VAR in the Premier League, it's inconsistent. You've seen them given, you've not seen them given. And that's when it just becomes a little bit surprising. But it's not a penalty. It's a goal kick to Iran. And they are looking to play straight up the pitch. No short goal kick here. Headed by Maguire. Flick back, all the way back to the Iran goalkeeper, who will take his time before picking up the ball. So we are 4 minutes in and they are going to take their time on the ball. Almost like it's 85 minutes and they're winning a football match and he's waiting for the striker to close him down before picking it up. That was literally what it was like. Instead, it's 0-0, 4 minutes into this World Cup. Group B fixture. Declan Rice. Lots of touches at the moment for Trippier. Maguire out to Luke Shaw. Man United connection down that left-hand side between the centre-back and the left-back in this England team. John Stones, currently of Manchester City, pushing forward. Saka, that awful moment he had in the Euros, missing that penalty. It's not easy to score from 12 yards when you've got amplified pressure on you. But he's grown as a footballer in his Arsenal team. That Arsenal team that's doing very well. You can't knock them. It's got Saka in this team. Ramsdale, I think, should be in it, but it's not. Ramsdale's on the bench. Coming short is Jude Bellingham. Wants lots of the ball at the moment. Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw. Everything in front of Iran at the moment. No press from Iran. Every player in the opposition half at the moment. Saka. Declan Rice. Good pace on the passing at the moment from England. Out wide to Luke Shaw. Whipped in by Luke Shaw. Looking for Saka. Wins the second ball from Declan Rice. England wanting to get back in attack. Good movement at the moment from Bellingham. He's moving around that central part of the pitch. He's not staying on one side. He's trying to find free spaces to work with. Saka's trying to win the ball on the right-hand side of the pitch at the moment. Right in the right-hand side corner. Iran kick it out and it's a throw-in to England. David says a clear pen. I think so. I mean, he wasn't looking at the ball. We've seen him given. And I do think it was potentially a pen. Alan with us as well, watching from Perth, enjoying the international break. Thanks for joining us. England in possession. Saka trying to get away from the marking defender. Referee gives a free kick. 6 or 7 minutes gone here so far in this Group B fixture. Second day of the World Cup in QATAR. And it'll be an England free kick on the right-hand side with Kieran Trippier. Looking to go short, play it forward. Harry Kane's to the right, crosses in. Oh, side netting. Keeper came out, tried to get a hand on it, missed it. Harry Maguire at the back post, got his left foot connection on it. 2 players are down at the moment for Iran. One's the goalkeeper, but it was the side netting. But a chance for England. Whipped in. Oh yes, it's a headbutt there. There's a collision, unintentional. Both the goalkeeper and Iran defender clashed, headbutting each other. Quite nasty, actually. That might take some time to help them out from a physio point of view. Tight angle for Harry Maguire. Pace on the ball. Would have been difficult to find the back of the net from there. Both players are down. Goalkeeper's getting some attention. As I said, quite a nasty injury. Nothing intentional. Defender had his eyes on the ball. Goalkeeper had his eyes on the ball. And it was a clash of heads. Attention will be required for the goalkeeper, though, because they're going to need to know if he can continue, how he's feeling from a conscious point of view. Is he feeling a bit fuzzy, dizzy? Because there are rules in place now to protect players, and if they're not feeling right, they can be asked to leave the field. It might be a nosebleed rather than a serious head injury, but this will delay time and will get added on in the first half. So getting some treatment. Please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Raheem Sterling maybe could have got a header to that. It just looked like the goalkeeper just flicked his hands, just got a slight flick on the ball, which probably took it away from Sterling, who had his eyes on the ball. And then Harry Maguire had to react with his left foot from a tight angle. Didn't quite work. Might be a nosebleed rather than a head injury for the Iran goalkeeper. Different conditions then in this World Cup. Different time of the year for us. We're used to having it in the summer. Obviously, it's in the winter. And conditions, 30 degrees apparently in the stadium of this game. But with the air conditioning built in, that was the promise that they pushed through when they got awarded the World Cup. So I'm not sure it's as hot as just being 30 degrees dead heat. It's probably quite a nice texture to the heat that the players can play in. They're not dripping in sweat. Declan Rice has currently got a bottle of water speaking to Gareth Southgate, but they don't look like they're dripping in sweat. So it's probably pretty good playing conditions. But the England team have been training during the worst heat of the day with those air conditioning fans and trying to get used to it, because it's not our type of time, is it? It's not our type of weather. And we don't want any excuses. You know, if we don't win this tournament, it's because we're not good enough. Not because we can adapt to the weather and the conditions and the heat and the level of the grounds in the world. The goalkeeper's still down. He's still getting treatment. There's going to be a lengthy delay in this game. And I do wonder if he'll be able to continue. Treatment going on for about 5 minutes now. As we do that, we'll have a look at the other score yesterday in the opening game of the World Cup, which was QATAR versus Ecuador. They took an early lead, well, they thought they did, but it was given offside, and VAR played its first role in this tournament, and I'm not sure how much it was offside, not a lot. And, you know, the conspiracy theories were going around social media thinking that this is to help Qatar, but it wouldn't take too long for Ecuador to take the lead in that fixture for a penalty through Valencia, ex-West Ham and Everton striker. He looked very, very good in that first half. He also scored the second, a cracking header. Had to get pace and neck turn on it. Great second goal for Ecuador. But he did then hyperextend his knee, and I thought he might have done a Callum Wilson type injury where ligaments is involved. And I've not read anything today, but he didn't look right after that injury in yesterday's fixture. And I'll be surprised if he hasn't done some serious damage. He played on for a bit in the second half, but he did come off looking a little bit tired and a little bit in pain. So it'll be interesting because Valencia looked good yesterday for Ecuador, and he's definitely set this world alight for them. Qatar looked like they struggled massively in this big occasion for them. That is the first game. More games to come as well. As I flick back to the screen, you've got Senegal taking on the Netherlands at 4:00. Senegal with no Sadio Mane. So that'll be an interesting game for them. Netherlands, will Nathan Ake play? I'm sure Bournemouth fans would like to see him play, but we're never too quite sure what we're going to get from Holland. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. And then we've got a keen eye on tonight's fixture, which is America, USA taking on Wales. And we have USA next on Friday, I think. So, yeah, we pick up a win today. I think either a win for either, or maybe a draw's good. It's difficult at this stage. We'll know more after round 2 of fixtures. David has said, don't think you can have anything other than accidental when it's your teammates, unless it's a Bowyer or a Dyer for Newcastle. Yeah, remember those times. But it is England 0, Iran 0. 13 minutes on the clock, but we have had about 5 minutes or more of injury to the Iran goalkeeper. He's got quite a nasty injury to his nose and maybe to his lower forehead. He looks like he's coming off, though, being replaced for a substitute goalkeeper for them. So that's not a great start for them. Having to replace their goalkeeper. Innocuous injury between the players. But he looks like he is coming off. He's putting his gloves back on. He looks like he wants to continue. But I'm not sure. Maybe the referee's got to call this. He looks alert. He doesn't look like he's dazed or anything like that. But he looks like he wants to continue. And I think he is going to continue. So this will be interesting for England because it was quite a positive start, quite a proactive start. Kieran Trippier was getting lots of the ball. Bellingham's moving around the centre, floating around, picking off the pieces. We had an early chance through Maguire, which was just after that accidental injury. And we've had a corner as well. So we're playing well. We're getting on the ball. But that break in play might change the dynamics of the game. Hopefully not. But we are re-going with a goal kick. 15 minutes in. Time will be added on in the first half at the end. And we'll kick ourselves back off again with the goal kick. Long. England win the header. It's key now that England get back on the ball and start putting some threat towards the goal, because we're not sure how that injury is going to affect their goalkeeper. So we need to test him early. If he is feeling a little bit groggy, we need to take advantage of that. Harry Maguire on the ball. Looking for options. Travelling with the ball. As I said, no press from Iran. Quite deep. Out of possession, they're in their own half. And we are comfortable in possession at the moment. Luke Shaw. Goalkeeper's gone down again for Iran. I think this is game over. he's not feeling right. As I said, we had to attack him early on, just in case he's not feeling right. He's gone back down. This is going to be the end of his game. End of the tournament for him? Not sure, but he is definitely coming out of this fixture, and the goalkeeper will be replacing him. So more time will be added on. He's laying down. They've signalled for a substitute. And it's after a positive start for England, it's been a bit stop-start since that injury. You've all probably done your predictions in where you think England will go. Do you think England can win it? I think it'll be a tough ask. I think potentially if it plays out how everyone tries to predict these types of tournaments, we might get France in the quarter-final. Initially, you might think that that would be a tough ask for England to beat France, and I would say it would be. But when you look at France's team, they've got some big injuries as well, and players that are not at this World Cup. Benzema's not part of this World Cup. Recently, Ballon d'Or winner, he's not at the World Cup. I think Kimpembe might be missing as well. And if anyone else knows of any other France players that are missing, because I do think they've got quite a few players missing from this World Cup, or big players that would be normally first team starters for them. Stretcher comes out, goalkeeper's on it. They're going to take him back to the changing room. And a substitute goalkeeper for Iran, who thought he probably wouldn't play any fixture in this World Cup, he's coming on after 18 minutes, although we've only had about 7 minutes of actual game time at the moment. England players in a group at the moment discussing. We want something different from Gareth Southgate this time round. We know he's pragmatic. We know he likes lots of defenders in certain fixtures. With the attacking talent we have in this squad, we need to use that to our advantage. I don't think we really have a really top centre-back. I think we have good centre-backs. So we definitely need to lean on our attacking players to give us a chance in this tournament. Other teams have done it in the past. You look at the likes of Brazil, you look at the likes of France, and I know some of those nations have had top quality defenders, but they really do lean on the attacking talent rather than leaning on the defence and hoping to counter-attack to a 1-0 win or a 2-0 win. We do need to show something about ourselves early on in this tournament. Game's kicked off again then. So we are currently at 19 minutes and 30 seconds. As I said, we probably only had about 7 or 8 minutes of actual game time at the moment. The rest has been made up through the injury to the goalkeeper and the treatment he's had. That time will be added on at the end of this first half. Raheem Sterling's on the ball. Needs a big game for England. Gives the possession away, though. And here's the first chance for Iran to get up the pitch. But they're not going in packs. They are going in 1s and 2s. And that does give limited options to those attacking players to try and get really close to the England goal. Could be a foul for Iran, but it's played on. The referee said play on. Iran then, first real attack in this game for them. Getting closer to the England penalty area. On the left-hand side for them, intercepted by Bellingham, throw-in to Iran. Throw-in on the left-hand side. Iran trying to get their first attempt in this fixture. And it is a free kick to Iran now. So it's a set-piece free kick on Kieran Trippier's side. And they will look to whip this in the box and attack it. It's going to be potentially their first opportunity of this game. And the first time that England are going to need to defend a set-piece in this tournament. Do hit the like button on this video. Do support the channel. 2 in the wall. It's a free kick down the left-hand side. Will likely be whipped left to right. or right to left from Jahanbash. Iran have thrown about 6 players in the box. Defended. Second ball outside the box will probably be likely crossed again from the right-hand side. Deep cross, well left. Now out to the left, retrieved again by Iran, but intercepted by Saka and Trippier, and it's an England throw-in. So no real threat there. One cross from the left, one cross from the right, dealt with both. Comfortable. Jordan Pickford, no action at the moment. This probably does work quite well for Harry Maguire, to be fair, with the lack of press, because that's when he really does make mistakes, is when he's pressed and he has to make a split-second decision. So not needing to do that and not having that press enables him to have a little bit more time on the ball. Means he'll make less mistakes. I think we'll all agree Harry Maguire's not the most world-class defender, although in a very big football team in Manchester United, £80 million, had a very good season for Leicester when they won the Premier League. But does have mistakes in him, Harry Maguire. Decision-making can be questioned at times. But in this type of game, he'll probably be quite comfortable. Luke Shaw being progressive. 1-2 with Raheem Sterling. Crosses it in from the left. Deflected. Stays in, though. Cleared by Iran. So the fullbacks are doing quite well. Luke Shaw is getting in the game. Trippier also has his advantages. We know how good he can be. Very good stats for Newcastle. Was going to be a throw-in, I think, to Iran, but must have got a deflection, or Luke Shaw was offside. No, must have been a deflection. So it's a throw-in to the opposition down Luke Shaw's side. And as quickly as they have the throw-in, they give possession away. Harry Maguire goes back to Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford, who's been a constant for Gareth Southgate in his tenure. Technically, very good with his feet most of the time. It's just how erratic he can be as a goalkeeper at times. And when you play better football teams, I suppose it can be a concern. "24 minutes gone in this fixture. Group B World Cup. England versus Iran. No goals in this game so far. Luke Shaw's now down with an injury. Late challenge from Jahanbash, and he's got the first yellow card in this game. Declan Rice. Kieran Trippier. Another foul. Breaking up the play, Iran. Here, they're trying to break up the play at every opportunity they have. Stop England getting into a flow and a rhythm. And it's probably tactics by Carlos Queiroz. As I said, a very exceptional coach. Struggled as manager at times in his career. But very good coach. Better probably as an assistant than he is as a manager. But he's got this opportunity to manage Iran in a World Cup. He's had a few other opportunities to be a manager in a World Cup, but they failed at qualifying stage, I think, with Colombia. Not sure of the other nation, but he's had a couple of opportunities. John Stones in possession. Gareth Southgate urging his team to get forwards. 73% possession at the moment for England. Dominance on the ball. Iran deep, no press. Everyone in their own half. Every player apart from Pickford in the opposition half. And Saka off the right. Bellingham. Trippier. Saka trying to work his way through. Tight. Too many players. And another free kick. This game is struggling to get going. Breaks of play. 3 kicks being given away. Referee needs to let this flow a little bit more. Not sure that was a foul, but it was against Saka. Another injury for Iran. They'll take a point today. They can see some more of this game out like this. Frustrate. Stop the flow. They will definitely have 0-0 on the tactics board before the game. Intercepted. Mason Mount really needs to do something for England. Tries to play Harry Kane. Gets it back though. Saka off the right. Doubled up. Whipped right to left shot. Nothing on it though. Easy for the substitute goalkeeper for Iran. And that's a chance on target for England. But never going in. First opportunity that Mason Mount got on the ball, tried to feed through Harry Kane initially, intercepted, but as it was intercepted, it went straight back to Mason Mount. So then he went for another option in Saka. But Saka couldn't work his magic this time round. Pickford playing out from the back. There is a bit of a press on here actually from Iran. They've got 3 players on our 18-yard box. We're out though. A switch of play, a free kick. Another injury, this time to England and Saka. And as I said, this is what Iran are doing. They're just trying to break up the play. They don't want England to catch them on the counter. They don't want England to get into a rhythm or a flow. So interesting stuff. And we are Bournemouth fans on this channel as well. And I'm watching this World Cup, so I can't completely keep up with the news. But David has said rumours that talks with Bielsa have fallen through. What source, David? Interested to know. Marcelo Bielsa, heavily linked with AFC Bournemouth. May have broken down. Split the fan base that wants Bielsa. Half the fan base want Bielsa. Half the fan base want Gary O'Neill. Maybe it's Gary O'Neill's to lose now. Back onto the World Cup, though, for England. Do let me know what that source is, if you have it, David. And John Stones is in possession for England. 28 minutes on the clock. Saka down the right-hand side. This is where some of the success is coming at the moment. Saka linking up with Trippier. And again, finds Sterling. Saka, right-footed, chance! First real chance. Mason Mount, near post, tried to whip it, but he hit the netting. Near post netting. Needed to probably go far post, and then if he doesn't quite hit the goal, someone may be coming in at the back. Now that's England's first proper chance. Good work from Saka, Trippier and Sterling. Right cross from Saka. Didn't quite catch it. More of a scuff, but Mason Mount entering the penalty area. Got a shot away, didn't connect with it. Low in confidence, Mason Mount. Only 2 Premier League goals for him this season for Chelsea. 11 goals and 10 assists last season. Long way to go in the Premier League, but not hitting the heights. But Chelsea aren't either, really. Had a change in manager and Potter's struggling as well in his early career at Chelsea. So team and player. And that includes Raheem Sterling, as I said earlier on. Declan Rice, breaking up the play. Pickford, keeping possession. Back out to Trippier. Given away sloppy by Bellingham. Keeps the ball though in the end. That was dangerous. Just outside our 18-yard box. Kept the ball. Now Mason Mount's on the ball again after that early chance a minute ago. Looking for players. Iran in position. Trippier round the back. Harry Kane heads. It's just bouncing around at the moment. Bellingham with the second ball. Trippier looking for 1-2s. Raheem Sterling, nutmeg into the box. Going to be a corner kick for England. I think it's the second corner of this game. We will get some stats up for you in a moment. We'll get a match centre. England corner kick. Kieran Trippier. Maguire's asking the ref to watch him after that earlier incident where he thinks he was fouled. Corner kick. Header by Maguire off the bar. Sliding header off the bar, and he scored a header a few years ago in the 2018 World Cup. And Harry Maguire really struggling for form in his career. Nearly gave England the first goal of this World Cup, but it did come off the crossbar. A great corner kick, right to left, moving away from the goalkeeper. Great header, to be fair to Maguire. We know he's got that in the locker. And it was the underside of the bar. It didn't quite bounce down, but like another inch and it probably would have gone off the underside and just into the net. Very, very close. And that's the best chance for England. 32 minutes in. Nearly scored by Harry Maguire. Iran let off that time round. And it's still 0-0. I mean, England really do need to score in this first game. And in this first half. Echo. The Daily Echo, it looks like David's saying. I'll check that one out after this game, David. England go again, though, after just hitting the crossbar. Luke Shaw in possession down the left-hand side. Eyes forward, looking for support. Raheem Sterling dropping off. Mason Mount links up. Switching the play. Right out now to the right-hand side. It's been our most proactive side, this right-hand side, with Trippier and Saka. Not a surprise, though, really. Bellingham on the ball, looking for options, goes backwards. Recycling possession. Right to left now. Luke Shaw. Got a great assist in the Euros, Euro 2020. Whipping the ball from that left-hand side. Also scored in that final. Wasn't enough, though. Here goes Raheem Sterling. Luke Shaw. Cross in. I just said about crossing. There it is. First goal for England in this World Cup. First goal for Jude Bellingham in his England career. 34 minutes on the clock. England 1, Iran 0. Like perfect timing, me talking about Luke Shaw's delivery from that left-hand side. Question marks over Luke Shaw as left back. He's our real only left back in this squad. But he does all right for England. Jude Bellingham spreads his arms out to the fans. And after Harry Maguire hit the bar a few minutes earlier, Bellingham shows Harry how it's done. England 1, Iran 0. Just what we needed. Because now it means the opposition have to attack at some point. A great header. Great cross. Ball moving away from the goalkeeper. And instead of Bellingham really smashing it with his head, he just sort of looped it over. Goalkeeper, no chance. Stood still, watched it in slow motion. Jude Bellingham has arrived in this World Cup. One to watch for a lot of people. What a start to his campaign. What a start for England. Just what we needed. England 1, Iran 0. Ten minutes to go in this half. I say 10 minutes to go. There will be extensive time added on. We get another one. I mean, it really does set it up comfortably, because if there's opportunities to bring players on and give... Oh, here's another chance here. Oh, overplayed by Harry Kane. Mason Mount linked up. He actually won possession back. Linked up with Harry Kane. Tried to get a 1-2 out of him. Harry Kane's return pass, though, was too strong. Yeah, I'm saying that if we can get into these types of fixtures, with harder fixtures to come in Wales and the USA, you know, we can get certain players into this tournament just to give them game time, get them going, just in case they're required. The likes of Jack Grealish, which I think is a real talent, Jack Grealish, in these types of fixtures as well, where you need someone to thread a ball through. He's got that. He's got that in his toolbox. I wanted more out of Jack Grealish in regards to him playing more in the Euros. I don't think he was the player at Man City last season that he was at Aston Villa, but he was being asked to play a different game under Pep. I think he was asked to not dribble so much. And it's a learning curve. He's got a 100 million tag on him. So we've got to appreciate that. But getting a couple of goals up here in this fixture allows us to make changes and keep players fresh and save any injuries. Jordan Pickford for England, quite deep at the moment in our half. Trippier looking for a switch, gave it away into the centre of the park, but won it back for Bellingham. This time he's going to go short. No risks. John Stones, comfortable at the moment. Potentially a handball there. Ref did say handball, signalling that to the Iran midfielder. And it's a free kick. 40 yards from England's goal. Harry Maguire's got it. And it's England 1, Iran 0. World Cup Group B. Bellingham, goal scorer. Sterling linking up, giving away possession again. It's a couple of times that Raheem Sterling's done that. I mentioned that in the preview to the game, that I think that's what frustrates me about Raheem Sterling. I think he's very sloppy at times. I think he is a player playing in an area where you're likely to give away more possession because you're playing in the attacking end. But he can score goals. If he isn't scoring goals, then I think he's open to criticism. Throw in deep in the opposition half. Kicked high, snow on it, long. Harry Maguire challenges it. Declan Rice wins it. Back to Pickford. Majority of Pickford's contribution at the moment is with his feet. Long looking for Harry Kane. Too long. Harry Kane's never going to catch that. I wouldn't even say Harry Kane's the quickest striker I've ever seen. That was definitely too much asking there. Iran. Breaking forward here. Crossing the box. Well done by Declan Rice. That's his role. Breaking up the play. Feeds it to Harry Maguire. England trying to play out. Iran have 5 men committed close to the England box. A break on here. If Mason Mount can do something quickly. Looks for a quick switch. I did say that. It's a great ball by Mason Mount. Kieran Trippier on the ball again. He's having a lot of play in this game. Saka's probably going to give away a free kick there. Trying to go around the outside of the defender. Held on to him. Didn't take much for him to go down. Claim a free kick. And is a free kick. $40 minutes on the clock. There will be injury time added on. And England looking to get off to a winning start. And what you have to say is pretty good conditions in Qatar. They worried about the heat. They think they've solved that with the air conditioning. We hope they could sort a few other things out really for the better, but that's not quite happening. But all we can do as England fans, all we can do as the England team is do our talking on the pitch and hope that lessons are learned. Luke Shaw is on the ball again over the halfway line. Harry Kane's dropped deep this time. Furthest player forward at the moment is Saka and Sterling. Harry Kane's trying to link up. Luke Shaw slowing the ball down. keeping possession. I suppose you will have to do this in this temperature. I talked about the temperature, probably not that bad considering the heat is 30 degrees, but you can't play at high intensity for too long. There are going to be times when they're going to need to take a breather, control the ball. 73% possession at the moment for England. There's no danger of conceding goals. There's no real danger of a counter-attack coming from Iran at the moment. So take our chances, go high in intensity when we can, then control the game when we need a break. Luke Shaw on the left. The assist for the England goal. Iran tried to clear it. Intercepted by Mason Mount. Sterling in the box. And it's a corner kick to England. Mason Mount disappointed that he didn't get a better ball to Raheem Sterling there. Two Chelsea players trying to link up. Can England find a second goal before half-time? 3 minutes of normal time in this first half, plus injury, which there will be a bit of. And Luke Shaw is going to take the corner kick this time. Sensible that. Trippier's been taking all the corners, but we're winning 1-0. Why do you want to swap him over to the other side 3 minutes before half-time? Harry Maguire wins the header, nods it down to Saka! Wow! Wow! Volley by Saka. Disappointed to miss a penalty in the Euros. First game of the World Cup. And he has just smashed it in the top corner. I talked about England going in 2-0 and being very, very comfortable. Maguire's nodded the corner down to Saka. He's pulled the trigger. That is England 2, Iran 0. And his performances in the Premier League for Arsenal have continued in this World Cup. England 2, Iran 0. Goalkeeper acrobatically trying to dive for it. Saka. Great strike. Yeah. Underside of the bar as well. It wasn't good enough for Saka just to hit the back of the net. Underside of the bar. Straight in. And I don't know if there's a claim here from Iran. Gareth Southgate is jumping out of his seat. 2-0 to England. Saka delight. He's loving it. We've got goals from Bellingham and Saka. Great strike. Replays being shown again. Now, Iran haven't kicked off yet. They are about to kick off, though. I don't know what all the conversations were being had. Iran wanted the referee to look at something. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Maguire leaning all over the back of the defender. Didn't really see anything. I'm trying to assume things here. But the goal is given. And Carlos Queiroz' Iran team are 2-0 down. And if it wasn't bad enough being 1-0 down for them, 2-0, well, that'll be some feat if they can come back from this result. And as we enter the 45th minute, where there will be more added time, England are confident. Like, this is a good start from England. I like it. We've got a back four. Our full backs have been good. Our left back's got an assist. Our centre back's got an assist. And I know it's Iran. I know there's better football teams out there. But this is our best way forward. Bellingham. There's 3-on-4 here. Sterling wants it from Kane. Kane's just slowed the play up at the moment. But he's whipped in. Sterling! 3-0! England are laughing. And I've been critical of Raheem Sterling. And I said to you, he's sloppy in possession. He frustrates. But he finds goals. He scores goals. He hasn't scored a goal, I don't think, since the 14th of September for Chelsea. But he scores for Gareth Southgate in this England team. And I wouldn't pick him. I wouldn't have picked him at the start. I'd have gone with Foden. But it's just, he justifies it. And I'll never, ever detriment him for that. I thought the move had gone. Harry Kane was given the ball by Bellingham. He worked enough space, whipped it in, right to left. Almost acrobatic from Sterling. Almost like a outside of the foot kickboxing kick. And that's game, set and match before half time. 3-0 to England. And this couldn't be going any better. England 3, Iran 0. Iran now. Just kicked off again. Time will be added on in this first half. It hasn't shown it on the clock yet how much time will be added on. Well, you're not going to believe this. Plus 14 minutes have been added on for this first half. And I know that David wants me to sing, but not yet. First game, 3 points, 3 goals. It's a good start. A long way to go. One game at a time. One game at a time. 14 minutes added on in this first half because of the injury to the Iran goalkeeper. England in possession, looking for more goals. And I assume goal difference might be on the minds of England, just in case. The more we can get, the better. The more players we can get assists and goals for will be good. And as I said, this opens up a real opportunity now for Gareth Southgate to make some positive changes, even early in the second half, and get players into this tournament. Because that's maybe where other tournaments we haven't made those proactive changes at times when we needed to. Get game time into as much of the squad as possible, just in case you need to understand how the rest of the tournament's going to play out. Corner kick here for England. Cleared that time by Iran, straight out. Jude Bellingham gave England the lead. Play working around here. Iran clear. Intercepted again by Declan Rice. He's doing a great job of winning the ball back for England in front of those two centre-backs and recycling the play. Possession was at one time 73%. Be interesting to see at half-time how much possession England have had. We're probably nearing on 80% now. We will get those stats out, though, in the second half. At half-time. We will have a break at half-time just to grab a drink. 79% possession at the moment for England in this Group B game. 3 goals. We look comfortable. Saka on the ball. No foul this time. Possession with Iran. As quickly as they have it, we win it back through Bellingham. I really like the midfield. I know I talked about Mount being out of form, but it's probably a perfect game actually for the likes of Mount and Sterling, where we could have so much of the ball and have maybe more attempts than we would in other fixtures, that if they take their chances, like Sterling has, like Mount's getting on the ball, they can increase that confidence of this season. Because they're not the best informed players. You could make an argument, though, that if the likes of Foden were in this game, they would probably rip apart the Iran team as well. So it's counter arguments there. But the lineup is being justified at the moment. England taking their time with possession. We have 9 minutes of injury time left of this first half. Harry Maguire. John Stones. Long left pass. Luke Shaw. Declan Rice looking up again. The switch. We're loving the switch at the moment. There's a definite obsession with trying to switch to play and get overlaps going and quick counter attack. Luke Shaw. linking up with Sterling. Scorer of the third goal for England, Declan Rice. Again, we moved the ball from left to right. Now it's out with Saka. Trippier's passed and moved. Stop still now, though. Saka took the space that Trippier was going to run into. Saka's chasing down the ball, but it's going to go out for a goal kick. Trippier gave the ball to Saka, then wanted to run on and go round him. Saka ran into that space. So Trippier stopped in his spot. England will lead this group with at least 3 goals if it stays as it does. But with another 45 minutes and the rest of this half to go, there is no reason why England can't maybe add about 5 goals on the board in this first game. Harry Maguire, John Stones, Declan Rice. Confidence thriving through the England squad. Long ball there. Not precise from Declan Rice that time. Press. Iran clear. Long clearance. John Stones heads it. And we're going to end up going back to the goalkeeper. Pickford. Not sure he's had a save to make yet, Jordan Pickford. All his stuff is with his feet. Jude Bellingham. Harry Maguire. I said 3-0 at the start of this game. I said 3-0. It could be more than that. Possession here from England. Going to see out this first half with about 4 minutes left to go. Long injury time because of that injury to the Iran goalkeeper. We hope he's okay. The substitute Iran goalkeeper's come on the pitch and conceded 3 goals. So a tough afternoon for him. John Stones. I do wonder if Gareth Southgate will make any changes at half-time. I mean, he may not, but I wouldn't leave it too long to freshen it up. I think there's certain players in this team that we need to keep fresh and protect. And as it stands, England will get 3 points on the board in Group B, 3 goals, and none conceded, if it stays as it currently is. Throw into Iran, deep in their half by the right corner flag. They'll be just glad to probably get in at half-time and regroup. Not sure what the plan of Carlos Queiroz would be at this stage. Stop any more going in. You know, see if they could score a goal, get their first goal of the tournament. As I said, they would have definitely taken a 0-0 at the start of the day. I'm sure they'll definitely take a 3-0 worst case scenario. Given away by England. Sloppy pass there by Kieran Trippier. Here's an attack for Iran. They've got 4 men forward. It's 4-on-3. An extra man back post. Here he is. I don't know where Luke Shaw is. Well out of position. Jahanbash volley inside the England box over the bar. But that was Iran's best opportunity of this game. It was 4-on-3. Luke Shaw was caught well up the pitch. Poor possession given away by Kieran Trippier. And it was that spare man they had at the back in Jahanbash that gave them their best chance. But unlike when he played for Brighton, when he might have had some good days finishing for them, this was not a good day. 4 minutes of injury time in this first half left. I'll then break for a half-time break. We'll come back, have a look at those stats, some of those half-time goals. And we'll come back for the second half, where England could continue in this vein, make changes, and bring some fresh faces on and get some players some tournament minutes, which could be valuable. Harry Maguire. Tough season for Harry Maguire at the moment. In this, he's got his assist, his first assist of this tournament, almost scored before we actually took the lead with a header that hit the crossbar. Scored goals in Russia, or scored a goal in Russia. I don't think he scored more than one. But he's been pretty good in attack for England from set pieces and corners. And he's on the ball taking this free kick just inside the Iran half. Gareth Southgate will be happy with this at half-time. England will see this first half out very shortly, with about 1 or 2 minutes left on the clock. Free kick to England, down Luke Shaw's side. Last chance for England. Likely to be half-time after this possession of play. Mason Mount's talking to Luke Shaw. Declan Rice having a conversation as well. England might throw the ball in the box one more time. Maybe one more attempt for England, who are already 3-0 up. Whipped in again by Luke Shaw. Good cross. Not dealt with by Iran. Recycled by England, though. Kieran Trippier's on the ball. Luke Shaw has it back almost in the position he took the free kick from. Bellingham. Declan Rice, deepest England man back at the moment. Defenders are still caught out of the pitch from that earlier free kick. Mason Mount on the halfway line are England, the Three Lions, 3-0 up. Kieran Trippier, centre-backs working their way back into position. Given away by England, retained possession. What I would say is when England give the ball away, they don't take long to get it back. And that's a free kick to England. And we are about there. Probably one of the longest halves of football that I've seen. 59 minutes because we had plus 14 of it added on for that injury to the Iran goalkeeper. It is half-time now. It is England 3, Iran 0. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back for the second half. And if you've got any thoughts, do let them know. Do let us know in the comments. We'll be back for the second half. But this has gone pretty perfect for England so far. Once it did get going, we found our touch. Clinical finishing. And we'll talk about them very soon. Don't go anywhere, though. Quick break. And we'll be back very soon. Back to it very, very soon then. It's half-time in this Group B fixture of England 3, Iran 0. And we'll have a look at those statistics and goals. England currently have 82% possession in that first half. And I'll stick it on the screen there. Goals from Bellingham, 35 minutes. Saka, 43, and Sterling 45 plus 1. You might think it took 35 minutes to get going, but actually after about 9 minutes, there was 14 minutes added on at the end of that first half because of an injury, an accidental injury between two Iran players that included the goalkeeper, who eventually did go off the pitch, and the substitute goalkeeper came on, and he's conceded 3 goals. Let's have a look at the 3 goals then, because the first goal for England in this tournament, first goal for Jude Bellingham, would be on that 35-minute mark. And a great cross from the left-hand side from Luke Shaw, and a looping header from Bellingham. Rather than a bullet header, it was a looping header, and the goalkeeper just stood there. Just absolutely stood there. Didn't want to know, had no chance of getting it, and it looped over him. And Jude Bellingham, he ran away celebrating, and he scored the first goal for England in this tournament. And England kicked on from there with that 82% possession, kept the ball, kept working it left to right, lots of ball for Trippier, Saka getting involved as well. And Saka would score the second goal for England. It would be a corner that Harry Maguire would get his head onto, head it down for Saka. Great volley, again, over the goalkeeper and under the side of the bar into the back of the net. And you know, Saka's in great form for his club. He's really kicked on for Arsenal after that disappointment in the Euros for England, missing that penalty. And Gareth Southgate's kept faith in Saka, and he's one of our promising talents. You know, we got Phil Foden on the bench, but Saka was picked today, and he scored with a great left-footed strike. And his club football's going great, and so is his international football at the moment. And an assist for Harry Maguire, an assist for Luke Shaw, an assist for Harry Maguire. And England will get a third with 14 minutes added on in that first half, injury time. We would then get a third. And I did say that if we could score a third goal, that would be absolutely amazing for England. It would be great for Gareth Southgate. I think it opens opportunities now for really to really get that squad changed and fresh, save injuries. Third goal, though, through Raheem Sterling. Someone out of form, hasn't scored for Chelsea since the 14th of September. 3 goals, 1 assist this season. But he's done it for Gareth Southgate before, and he's done it again today and continues to do it for Gareth Southgate. And anyone who criticises at times for picking these types of players, and I'm in that because I wouldn't have picked Raheem Sterling today, it's justified. He's got a goal. Look, these are perfect types of games for the likes of Raheem Sterling, where we're going to have lots of the ball, potentially lots of attempts, and have the opportunity to score. And he scored a great goal. It was worked down the right. Harry Kane, I thought, took too many touches, but ended up whipping it into the box, and Sterling got his foot on it, outside the foot, in the back of the net. 3 goals for England. Second half come in. Really, really good time for England to set a tone into this tournament, which is what we asked for. We've gone into other tournaments struggling to break down football teams a long time ago, but you draw 1-1 against Switzerland in Euro 96. We make a tough day of it against Tunisia, but we beat them 2-0. But, you know, we should be sort of blowing these teams away without being too harsh about it. Looking at the statistics down the bottom there, there's some interesting ones. 407 passes for England against Iran's 88. Clearances by Iran, 12. And tackles, 13 against 6. They did spend a lot of that first half before we took the lead, breaking up the play and not allowing us to get into a rhythm. But once we got the first goal, it changes the perspective of the game and enables us to get more goals, and means Iran have to go for it. I'm not sure they're going to go for it now because they're 3-0 down. Second half is kicking off, though, And it kicks off with England kicking from right to left. And in possession. Just how we started the first half. So it'll be interesting to see how Gareth Southgate plays this and how long he leaves it. I don't think there's any changes. I'm looking at the lineups as we speak, and it looks like it's the same 11 that come out, and that's probably the right thing to do. You know, I think there's an opportunity to make changes early in the second half, but it's a good first half. Maybe can we get one more and freshen it up, especially this time of the year that we're playing football in, different to anything else we've seen before in a national tournament. Conditions. Get as much minutes into as many players as you can to get used to this environment. This national tournament at this time in the year will give us the best opportunity to do well later in the tournament, in my opinion. Iran on the ball then. 46 minutes on the clock. First minute into this second half. England 3, Iran 0. Goal scorers on the screen. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Bellingham, first goal for England. In possession. Picked up by Harry Kane, deep. Crosses into the box. Bellingham, furthest player forward. And someone who needs a goal now is Harry Kane. He really, really does need a goal. Get his tournament kick-started. He's had some really good tournaments in the past. Scored lots in Russia, if I can recall, especially early on. And with us scoring 3 today, an opportunity for him to get on the score sheet. This is a really good opportunity for him to actually get on the score sheet. I'll get that line up on the screen for you. Because there is no change at the moment to that lineup. I'll put it on the screen. And it should be on there now. Team at the bottom of the screen then. Harry Kane challenged from behind. Referee gives a free kick. So we're about 21, 22 yards out from the Iran goal. Slightly to the left. Harry Kane is holding his foot, not his ankle. Looking at the replay, his foot got caught under the challenge of the midfielder. Looks in some discomfort. Harry Kane, who's had ankle injuries in the past, and he is holding the foot. It's foot. Now, we know that in the past for England, we've had bad injuries to the likes of Wayne Rooney, metatarsals. I do worry about Harry Kane's ankle. He's had a few bad injuries with the ankle ligaments. He looks in discomfort. And this is what I'm talking about when we're 3-0 up, having an opportunity to not risk players for injuries. We don't know what Iran are going to do now. Are they going to be frustrated and just throw in some tough challenges? Because that was not a great challenge. He looks in discomfort. Marcus Rashford is on the bench, playing quite well for Manchester United this season. Seems to have refound his form. Harry Kane now picking himself up. Callum Wilson on the bench. He's a natural number 9. Harry Kane walking to the sidelines, received treatment, so has to go off. Trying to run it off. Looks like he'll be okay. I don't think it's going to be a reoccurrence of any bad injuries ever had before. A yellow card to the Iran midfielder. And it's a free kick. Kieran Trippier range. Scored in Russia in the semi-final versus Croatia. Scored goals for Newcastle. Now looking to score for England in this World Cup. Over the ball. 20 to 21 yards out. Whips it. Hits the wall. Back to Trippier. Tries to flick it back in the box. Doesn't quite happen. And England look like they might go all the way back. No, Luke Shaw plays forward. Good ball forward. Kept possession. Sterling, scorer of the third goal. Mason Mount now fouled. Or it might have been Trippier in the end. Referee says play on. You've got possession. So England do. Maguire. Luke Shaw. Trippier's down now. He's holding his foot. And Maguire kicks it out to receive treatment. England now falling into a few injuries here. Some late challenges from Iran. I don't know if it's a stand on a foot. Trippier wants the referee to protect him more. Southgate's frustrated. Looking at the replay now. Yeah, he stands on the toe. I'm not sure it was intentional. He stands on the toe. That'll probably be a little bit of bruising and nothing more. Trippier is a big player for England in this tournament. In great form for Newcastle, who are third in the Premier League. And a great option for England as a right back, defensively, but more importantly, in an attacking third and from set pieces. He's up though. He's back on the pitch. England okay. And Gareth Southgate needs to think about this in the next 10 minutes. You can see that some challenges are coming in from Iran. The referee's not quite protecting the players fully. And he might need to think about substituting to protect himself. Challenge. Saka on the ball. Harry Kane. He looks okay. Harry Kane trying to run off his injury. That's one to watch. Trippier looks like he'll be okay. But I do wonder, it's a difficult one because you might want to swap Harry Kane out to protect him. You've got the likes of Wilson, Rashford. But then Harry Kane's going to want to get himself into this tournament and score goals. Strikers will always want to aim for things like Golden Boot, especially when they're a world-class striker. So I'm not sure Harry Kane would want to come off the pitch. But we're also going to need Harry Kane later on in this tournament. Goal kick for England. Pickford goes long after a short pass with the centre-back. Trippier picks up the rebound. Declan Rice is doing a sterling job in that holding midfielder role today. Saka. Trippier. Jude Bellingham moving around, still finding pockets. Mason Mount. Finds Jude Bellingham. Travelling inside the box. Was looking to find Sterling, but he had about two defenders in front of him. That was going to be a tough pass for Jude Bellingham. Didn't quite make it. But England have another corner. And quite a few corners in this game. Scored from one. And Trippier's going over to take this corner on his side. As England are in white, kicking from right to left as we look at it. Iran are in red. Trippier, hand up. Whips in right to left. Keeper comes for it. Punches it. Not convincing. Cleared. Declan Rice wins it. Another cross coming in the box. Cleared again for another corner to England. Three Lions. 3-0 up in this World Cup Group B game. Second game of this World Cup. More to come today. Senegal versus Holland. And the other game in our group will be USA taking on Wales this evening. Trippier. Again, whips it in. Harry Maguire attacking it. Had some success today, Harry Maguire, from attacking corners. Luke Shaw. Recycling possession again. Mason Mount. Harry Kane. Harry Kane's been everywhere, but in the box in the last 10 minutes. I say 10 minutes. We've played 9. Luke Shaw. Mason Mount, left foot. England in possession. In our own half. Given away by England. And given away again by Declan Rice, just outside the box. Not capitalised. It's decision-making like that against better football teams that we could get punished. Raheem Sterling links up 1-2 with Harry Kane. 2-on-2. Raheem Sterling Tried to nick it through the legs as he entered the box. Cleared for a corner. And Raheem Sterling linked well there with Harry Kane. Good one too. And then it was all about him and Saka running against two Iran defenders. But not successful this time, Sterling. Probably the best we've seen of Raheem Sterling in the last 2 months. Luke Shaw is now taking the corners on the left-hand side. So because we're 3-0 up, why risk bringing Trippier over onto the other side? So Luke Shaw, who's done well today, he's got an assist in this game. So he's taking the corners on his side. Trippier's taking the corners on his side. And Luke Shaw is about to take another corner for England. Crossed in. Headed by Iran. England trying to head the ball back in the box. Foul on the edge of the box. And it will be a free kick to Iran. We've got 56 minutes on the clock. Do wonder if Gareth Southgate's going to look at substitutions in the next 3 or 4 minutes. A lot of players that are allowed to come to these tournaments. Normally, quite a lot of players that don't actually get any game time. Good opportunity to do this today, scoring those 3 goals in the first half. The team is on the bottom of the screen. No changes as of yet. Apart from that one substitution by Iran to the goalkeeper for the injury early in the game. Iran on the ball, down the left-hand side. England just sitting off at the moment. No need to press, really. Raheem Sterling trying to win the ball back. Go long by Iran. Looking for an offside. Not given. And Jordan Pickford's day, pretty simple at the moment. Pass out from the back or clear it. Is all that Jordan Pickford's had to do. There was a chance for Iran in the first half by Jahanbash. They had a 4-on-3. They were able to find that with a cross to the back post, but the finish was not very good. High and over. That's been as good as it's got for Iran. John Stones. England playing with the back 4 today. England fans, I'm sure, would have been happy to see that. Jude Bellingham playing in the middle with Declan Rice behind and Mason Mount. And Saka, Sterling and Kane, the attacking threat. Sterling giving the ball away again. He'll score your goals for England at times. You won't need to appreciate he'll also give possession away. Free kick to England. In England's half. Paul Horry, massive AFC Bournemouth fan. He would love to see Callum Wilson come on and score. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Callum Wilson picked ahead of the likes of Ivan Toney. And on the subs bench, England attacking. Shot by Luke Shaw. Blocked. Cleared. Callum Wilson's journey started in the lower leagues of the English game. Bournemouth signed for £3 million from Coventry. Callum Wilson would go on to score goals in the Championship and lead Bournemouth to promotion under Eddie Howe. He would continue to score goals in the Premier League. He would suffer 2 really bad knee injuries, an ACL at Stoke City, 9 months, and then a reoccurrence. I think he suffered the 2, and he would he's had to work his way back, you know, and he's always been clinical in front of goal. He's always tried to improve other aspects of his game of hold-up play, but the goals you've seen him score this season for Newcastle, some of them absolutely sublime. Some flicks, some positions where he shouldn't be scoring from, but he has that natural instinct in front of goal. And having a striker like that in the England squad, in the England team, it is a benefit to us. And I do hope Callum Wilson gets his chance at some point in this World Cup. Maybe he gets his chance today to give Harry Kane a breather. It might require Harry Kane to score a goal for that to happen. But 3-0 up against Iran, it does not. It's surely got to make sense to make changes very, very soon. Two Bournemouth players in the World Cup this evening, Chris Mepham, Kiefer Moore. Both players in cracking form for Bournemouth. I'd be surprised if both don't start tonight. Kiefer Moore scoring before that World Cup break. Chris Mepham was suspended for the Everton game, so he'll be fresh, but he's ultimately been Bournemouth's best player this season. So would expect him to play in the Wales team along with Kiefer Moore. And there'll be some other ex-players from Bournemouth. Well, there'll be Harry Wilson in there as well, probably. Keen eye on that one. We'll want to get a look at USA coming up next, and then obviously Wales next Tuesday. Chance here for England. Sterling wins the ball. Saka inside the box, trying to just find space. Does it? Does it? And it's Saka who just places it in the bottom right-hand corner. It's England 4, Iran 0. Saka's got 2. Sterling's got an assist. And England are breezing their way to 3 points in this first fixture of this World Cup Group B game. Couldn't be going any better for Gareth Southgate. Long kick from the Iran goalkeeper. One possession in the centre. Sterling continued. Got it to Saka. Saka had to get out his feet. Had a couple of moments about shooting. Chose the right one. And the goalkeeper for Iran, who came on for the main goalkeeper, is not having a good day. Again, doesn't really move. Just watches it. I mean, it's not right in the corner. It's in enough. And Saka, his day has gone from better to excellent. And he's having a great day today. 4-0 to England. I'd be very surprised now if Gareth Southgate doesn't make changes, as Iran do. Carlos Queiroz, manager of Iran, formerly coach of Manchester United, former manager of Real Madrid. And he's taken this Iran side into this tournament. And they're conceding goals. 63 minutes in. England 4. Iran 0. And I'll get Saka's next goal on the screen very, very shortly. What a day for England. Great start. Couldn't have asked for any better, really. This is what we should be doing, to be fair. If we're going to win or get close or challenge for this trophy, we need to be putting these types of nations aside. We've lost to the likes of Hungary in our recent form. Remember, England haven't won in 6 games. Changes are coming, by the way. And for any Bournemouth fans watching, they're going to be happy to see that Callum Wilson has his training top off, and he's ready. He's ready to go. Callum Wilson is going to get an appearance at this World Cup. And we can't wait for that. England 4, Iran 0. And Saka's got 2 goals in this game. Chance here for Iran. Didn't see that coming. They've got a goal. As England just made it 4-0, Iran have just scored their first goal of the tournament. Pickford's disappointed. Nothing really to do this afternoon. And the first real attempt on target, they've just scored. England's clean sheet has gone. That's disappointing. Looking at the replay now, it's all out on the right-hand side. 3 England players trying to break that play down. Harry Maguire might be at fault here for positioning. The play got behind him. John Stones tried to cover him. Good strike in the end. Pickford didn't get a strong enough hand on it. He got a bit, and then it hit the underside of the bar and went in. He got a bit on it, not enough. Harry Maguire might be disappointed with his positional play there. And out of nowhere, Iran have got a goal back. And it might be the striker, their main striker. Harry Maguire at the moment is receiving treatment for vision. I don't know if he received a head injury. I didn't quite see what happened to Harry Maguire, but he's currently being asked to follow the physio's finger. And Iran have scored in this game. It's England 4, Iran 1. We might be disappointed that we've let a clean sheet go here. Points are in the bag. Harry Maguire's receiving treatment. It was Tarami that scored for Iran. A striker that scored goals in Europe 3 minutes after going 4-0 up. They've pulled one back. Gareth Southgate would have wanted to keep that clean sheet. That's gone now. England 4, Iran 1. Harry Maguire looks like he's got a bit of a headache. Not quite happy. England were preparing changes. I do wonder if Harry Maguire's game might be over. Eric Dyer looks to be coming on. So changes are happening for England. Harry Maguire's going off the pitch. That's likely to be down to the injury he just suffered. Doesn't look very happy, Harry Maguire. So I'm not sure where the head injury came from. It is a head injury he's complaining about. But I didn't quite see it. I was trying to put the scoreline on the screen and saw the Iran goal go in, but I'm not sure where the injury came from. Eric Dyer's come on, though. Changes are being made by England. Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford. Callum Wilson was preparing to come on the pitch. I'm sure I saw Callum Wilson preparing to come on the pitch. Now I don't see him preparing to come on the pitch. But there are changes coming. As predicted, Gareth Southgate is going to switch this game up and make changes. Yeah, Davies just said that, yeah, Wilson sat down. That's such a shame that he was ready to come on and we've conceded a goal. So it's the Harry Maguire for Dyer change has probably changed everything. Iran on the attack, though, by the left-hand side. I don't know what's happening in this fixture at the moment, but Iran are getting chances in this game. A shot just inside the box. Another shot, hard shot, just outside the box, half volley, well over. And Iran are getting themselves a few chances in this fixture. We've got ourselves in a little bit of a predicament here at the moment. Pickford's speaking to the ref. He wants substitutions on. Eric Dyer's coming on this pitch. England need to calm down, regroup, and regather our thoughts. Other changes to come. Marcus Rashford is coming on for Saka, who scored 2 goals this afternoon. Set himself into this tournament nicely. His rating will be very high for his performance. And he'll have more of a say in this tournament. I'm sure of that. Raheem Sterling's also coming off. An assist and a goal for Raheem Sterling. He's coming off for Marcus Rashford. Jack Grealish is coming on the pitch. And Mason Mount is also coming off. 4 changes for England then. Good players coming on. get some minutes into them. Let's go. Phil Foden's on this pitch. Marcus Rashford's on this pitch. Eric Dyer's in the team. 4 changes. Luke Shaw goes back to Pickford. 20 minutes to go in this second half. Harry Kane's picked that out the sky. Lovely. Marcus Rashford's in this game. In the area. You just need to strike. Marcus Rashford. Second touch of the game. Just come off the bench. Hello, Qatar. Rashford has arrived. England 5, Iran 1. Not only a great opportunity for Gareth Southgate to get more minutes into more players, but Rashford's form has come from the Premier League to the World Cup. And picking him looks like to be justified as well. Harry Kane picked out the ball from a high Jordan Pickford kick. He controlled it lovely. Got it out to Rashford, who got a one-on-one scenario. He sort of pretended to strike with his right foot, cut in, left foot, under the goalkeeper. Oh, yeah, great finish. Great finish by Rashford. Found the corner. Didn't just smash it. England celebrate. Southgate celebrate. As quickly as we're disappointed to concede a goal, England put 5 on the board. And that goal difference moves to +4. Great start for England in this tournament. That was a 71st minute goal. And an assist for Harry Kane. Not yet scored today, Harry Kane, out of all the goals that we've scored. But he's got an assist on the board. It's England 5. Iran 1. By update. The score on the screen. Marcus Rashford. First goal in a World Cup. Matches Jude Bellingham. Big season for Marcus Rashford. Some claiming he's lost his career a little bit over the last year or two. Blast onto the scene, scoring against Arsenal in the Premier League. Scored some goals at PSG in the Champions League. And then potentially lost his way. Finding some form, though, under Erik ten Hag. And he's got himself a goal in this World Cup tournament. And we have a squad that can do something in this tournament. I nearly said win. But that we have a squad that can do something. Can we utilise it? If players aren't performing, the players are struggling, switch it up. There are players that are around the same ability and quality. So there's no need to sit on a player for 75, 80 minutes if they're not performing. But we got goals in this today. We've got assists. Numbers on the board for a lot of players, and there'll be smiles in Qatar tonight. And in England. 15 minutes left in this World Cup Group B game where England are dealing with Iran comfortably 5-1. Referee is blown for a 3 kick, potentially a substitution coming for Iran. Harry Kane might be coming off the pitch. Yeah, Harry Kane's day is over. No goals, none on target for Harry Kane. Ex-AFC Bournemouth, current Newcastle United striker Callum Wilson is now on the pitch. He might have been on about 8 minutes earlier, but he is making an appearance in this World Cup. And wouldn't it be great for Callum Wilson to get a goal as well? That would finish this game off absolutely beautifully. Harry Kane, though, he leaves the game with 1 assist, no goals. He'll have ambitions to get golden boot. Probably had an opportunity today with the goals we've scored to score, but if you don't get any shots on target or get anything on target, you're not going to score. And that's what Harry Kane has not done today. But he did help Marcus Rashford get off the mark. Callum Wilson in this game then. England will control this fixture to the end. Declan Rice. Trippier. Switch to Luke Shaw. Jack Grealish getting his first touch. Jude Bellingham into Phil Foden, who's playing more central. Phil Foden's tucked in, playing the Mason Mount role. There's a chance here for a round, one-on-one with Eric Dyer. And it was a swipe by Tarami. This time, he didn't find the target. Instead, he found row Z of that stadium. Was a half a chance. Eric Dyer got caught. Was slightly wide of the angle, but was not clinical this time around. Yeah, Phil Foden's tucked in, playing the Mount role. Jack Grealish is picked up where Sterling was playing. And it'd be interesting to see how this works. Phil Foden normally plays for Man City off the wing. Obviously, he has great striker in Haaland alongside him. They got great talent in the Manchester City side. But Phil Foden, a player to watch in this tournament. He looks like he's behind a few players from a starting point of view. An exciting talent, though, if we can find him in the right positions and give him the right minutes. Jude Bellingham. John Stones. Delayed the pass. Still in possession, though. Rotates, keeps the ball. Phil Foden in space. Marcus Rashford playing off the right. Jack Grealish off the left. Phil Foden linking. Getting as many touches as he can in this World Cup so far. Back to Eric Dyer. Jack Grealish off the left. Marcus Rashford. Poor cross into the box. Disappointed with that. David reckons she could have had a lot of money on England scoring 5 and Kane not getting one. Yeah, be disappointed that he's seeing his teammates score and him not getting the score sheet. He'll get goals in this tournament, though. Paul says, fancy Foden to get a goal. Wouldn't surprise us, would it? I think Foden has 7 goals this season for Manchester City. He scored a hat-trick in one of their Premier League games as well. And is definitely having a good season under Pep Guardiola. A starting player. And welcome to the channel, Badger and the Bournemouth fan. Kirk, I'm rooting for you all to get through in the second place in our group. We got the USA coming up Friday evening. We got the USA. That's an interesting one. We got a lot of Cherries fans from America. It's a Bournemouth channel, but we'll have some fun along the way in this World Cup. Always respectful. And we love our USA friends. I don't think that'll be an easy game, USA. I think some media outlets think that England should walk all 3. I think we should have walked today. I said 3-0. It's been a lot better than what I thought. I think USA will be a tough ask. We probably should beat them on paper, but I don't see that one being a comfortable game at all. I can definitely see it be quite tight. We've had some tight fixtures between the teams before as well. I think it was a 1-1. Can't remember if it was a Euros or a World Cup. I can remember Robert Green, I think, making a bit of a howler. And I think we played USA it might have been a friendly at Wembley. I think that was 2-1, but might be wrong. That's not going to be an easy game. And then the Wales fixture, especially with Kiefer Moore in form, he might cause a few problems for John Stones and Harry Maguire. So I think on paper we should probably beat Wales as well, but I don't see it being an easy game. I think Wales will pretty much play on heart. and they'll just battle for every ball and give it everything. But we should be targeting winning this group. I think if we win this group and if everything else goes to plan, it might be that we end up with France in the quarters. But that's a bit away so far. We'll have to concentrate on getting the job done first. So it was 3-0 in the friendly, and Wilson got his first England goal. I can remember there being a friendly at Wembley. So I don't know where I got the 2-1 from then. There was definitely 1-1 in the, well, it would have been the World Cup, wouldn't it? And then Robert Green made a bit of a howl. I think Stephen Gerrard scored the opening for England. So yeah, that would have been in a World Cup. Maybe 2010? Not sure. Trying to remember stuff. Not always the easiest thing to do, the old, as you get on a bit. So, yeah, not sure. Breaking play at the moment. They are just showing the goals of England. The latest one for Marcus Rashford. Jude Bellingham gave England the lead after 35 minutes. Luke Shaw cross, assist, great looping header from Bellingham. Saka with a volley from an assist headed down by Harry Maguire. Great volley. And then Sterling would score just after the 45-minute mark. Great cross from Harry Kane and a outside the foot sort of karate kick goal that he put away to get back to scoring ways for Raheem Sterling, because he hasn't scored since September, unless he scored in the Champions League, but he definitely hasn't scored in the Premier League since September. Saka would then score the fourth. Iran would then get their goal 3 minutes later, and England would make the distance between the teams 4 goals again, with a goal from Marcus Rashford, with pretty much his first touch off the bench. Literally straight off the bench. And that was Harry Kane assist. And that was before Harry Kane came off for Callum Wilson. He's on this pitch. England controlling the ball now in possession. Happy with the day's work. We'll see out this game with 8 minutes to go. And then it's all about recovery until Friday. Recovery, eat, and everything they've got set up to keep the players fresh, free of injury in every game. Foden's picked up space though, and literally in the middle of space. Callum Wilson was looking for the through ball from Marcus Rashford, and he's collected it. It went slightly wide. Marcus Rashford's going again on his own. Left-footed strike, very similar to how he scored his goal. But this time there was more players to get past. And there was a block in there. Phil Foden, though, found space again. When you've got a player like Phil Foden, who's technically brilliant, you have no understanding why he's picking up pockets of space with no one within 15 yards of him. Not very good. Not very clever from Iran at the moment. But maybe the game's run for them. And they're ready for the full-time whistle. Corner kick to England. Plenty of corners in this game for England. It's going to be Luke Shaw who's going to take this one. England's 8th corner. No corners for Iran. Here we go. Luke Shaw, deep. Looking for Callum Wilson. 2 players go down in the box. One of Iran, one of England. England player is John Stones. He looks okay. He's helping the Iran player up. They're both okay. There might be a foul in there. Referee might have given the free kick. Looks like he has. Another opportunity there for England. Phil Foden's pass went slightly wide. If it was more straight, he might have been through on goal. But even saying that, Rashford done really well to create a chance from it. So you've got to credit where credit's due. Jack Grealish. £100 million he signed for Manchester City from Aston Villa last season. In this England squad, Marcus Rashford, he's flying with confidence at the moment. Badger and the Bournemouth fan, are you going to stream Kiefer and the Wales tonight? I'm not, unfortunately. Well, I'm not planning to. If we do, keep an eye on our channel, keep an eye on our socials. I'll let you know. But there is no plan to. We will be streaming watch along England versus USA on Friday, and then we'll also do the England game versus Wales. So yeah, we're going to focus at the moment on the England squad. I'm going to struggle to be able to work the other fixtures at the moment in the timings. I am looking forward to watching that, Badger and the Bournemouth fan. I am looking forward to seeing both teams. There's a chance for England, though, before I go into that. Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford's getting himself involved. I am looking forward to that. As I said, I think you're going to have a Wales team that's going to play on heart. I think you've got an American side that's going to be more technical than people are giving them. I don't think that's a walkover. I really think America have got as good a chance in this group to qualify as of Wales. I'm going to back, obviously, England to win this group or qualify. But at the other two, I really think it's pretty split. I don't think it's a given at all. So, yeah, I'm interested to see that. I do predict, actually. I am going to predict. I think that it might be a draw tonight. I think both teams might take a draw, like finely balanced. For if we're looking at America and we're looking at Wales as getting the next spot, it's probably really imperative that neither team lose tonight. I might be wrong. I don't know an awful lot about America, but I do think they are more technical than people are giving them credit for. And people might be giving them credit. I mean, I've seen some stuff that just thinks that we should walk all over them, and I don't see us walking all over the USA. I think they're going to be quite a tough team to break down. But we'll have to see. But yeah, I see tonight as a draw, maybe a 1-1, 2-2. We want goals as spectators. 87 minutes on the clock. England are edging towards winning the opening fixture of Group B, scoring 5 goals, conceding 1. Goals from Bellingham, 2 for Saka, 1 for Sterling and Rashford. Assists for Maguire, Luke Shaw, Harry Kane. Also Raheem Sterling get an assist. Confidence flowing nicely through this England team right now. Trippier. He had a good 60 minutes, Trippier. Thanks for joining us, David. He's a massive AFC Bournemouth fan as well. Contributed on our latest video that we did, if you're a Bournemouth fan, talking about Bournemouth takeover and stadium and January transfer window, and he'll be the next manager. Maybe not Bielsa, apparently. News coming through that's not going to go ahead, but I'll need to check that after this. But thanks for joining us, David. Appreciate your thoughts in the comments. We'll see you soon. David's from Australia, so he's got to get to bed. Different time zone. 2 minutes to go. Luke Shaw. Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer on the pitch because Harry Maguire went off with a head injury. Here's a chance. Callum Wilson might be offside. He's going to go, though. He's going to play. He'll probably score. Oh, he's played it to Grealish. That's so unselfish from Callum Wilson. It's showing England 6, Iran 1. This might be offside, though. The linesman kept his flag down as the ball was threaded through to Callum Wilson to let the play go on. And then we'll have to find out what the situation was with Callum Wilson. He's on. He's going to be on. I'm looking at the lines of the pitch. He's going to be on. I'm confident of that. I'm going to put my hat on it. Callum Wilson, he split the line. He was one-on-one, but from a tight angle with the goalkeeper. Unselfishly, he squares it for Jack Grealish to get his first goal in this World Cup. And Callum Wilson, an opportunity to get a goal in a World Cup for him. Instead, he gets an assist. And Jack Grealish of Manchester City is off the mark. England have 6. And I think it's onside. I'm confident of that. I'm looking at the lines on the pitch. And it looks to be good to me. And with Iran kicking off, it definitely is good. And this has turned out to be a dominant performance by England. Good day's work. England 6, Iran 1. Added time on the clock. We shouldn't have as much as we did in the first half. Carlos Queiroz probably wants this game to end. Do hit this like video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. I say there's not going to be as much added time, but 10 minutes have gone on to the scoreboard. So we've had 24 minutes injury time. That must be a record. I mean, I've seen matches obviously go to 100 minutes like this one will do, but 24 minutes injury time in total between the first and the second half. I mean, that has to be some sort of record. I'd be interested to know. I mean, surely someone's got to check that stat. But at 6-1, is it necessary for an extra 10 minutes? That seems a bit bonkers to me. It's going to happen. And why not? Maybe England go for a 7th. At the moment, they're controlling play. Jordan Pickford may be disappointed he hasn't got a clean sheet. He probably couldn't do much more than he did with the Iran goal. But that one moment that's of lapse in defence, allowing Tarami to run behind Maguire. And Iran got their only goal of the game. But England didn't allow it to affect them. They kicked on, scored 3 more after that, or 2 more after that, and are now 6-1 up. Jack Grealish on the ball, in the corner. Not staying in the corner, though. Bringing it out of the corner. Bellingham crosses it in. Callum Wilson challenging. Unfortunately, too close to the goalkeeper. And it's all about seeing this game out. We will look at the league table at full time. We know that USA and Wales don't kick off till later, but it will be a healthy goal difference to start. John Stones. Eric Dyer. 6 minutes to go of injury time. Luke Shaw down the left. Jack Grealish being pressed and fouled. Most fouled player generally in the game. Eric Dyer. Declan Rice been solid for England today. The link between midfield and defence. He's driving through midfield now, though. Even Declan Rice wants to get involved. Marcus Rashford off the right. Tries to find Callum Wilson. Declan Rice wins it back. How many times has he done that today? Jack Grealish. Luke Shaw. Eric Dyer. England just keeping possession. Be nice. Jordan Pickford. Keep ball. Seeing the timeout. Callum Wilson got an assist in this World Cup. We weren't sure if Callum Wilson was going to come on this pitch. He was kitted off and ready to get involved, and he had his training top off, and he had to then sit down because Harry Maguire went off and Eric Dyer came on. But a few minutes later, Gareth Southgate decided to bring him on. And he's got an assist. And Jack Grealish can thank Callum Wilson later. Callum Wilson involved again, though, with Phil Foden. There's a chance here for Callum Wilson to run through. He's going to run. It's too heavy, though. Phil Foden, too heavy with the ball. Runs straight through to the goalkeeper. Callum Wilson working hard. He's got his assist. Now Callum wants his goal. That'll be a dream goal. Highlight of his career, probably, to score for England in a World Cup. Scored for England before. Here comes Iran, though, making a late dash for a second goal in this game. Defended well by Eric Dyer. Luke Shaw slows the play down. Lots of space for Jack Grealish to drive into. Does drive into. Iran are all over the place. Another foul on Jack Grealish. We should never be surprised. He's on the floor. He'll pick himself up. And we have just over 3 minutes to go in this game. 2 more games today. In the World Cup, Senegal will take on Holland and USA will take on Wales in the last fixture. And the second fixture in Group B that we'll keep an eye on. We'll have a look at the league table after one game, minus that fixture this evening. I'll give you some stats as this game comes to an end. 79% possession to England, to 21% for Iran. 13 shots against 6. 7 shots on target for England. 6 scored. 1 for Iran. 1 converted. So 100% conversion for Iran with shots on target. 8 corners to 0 for England. 2 offsides each. Here's a chance for Iran. And that's a great save by Jordan Pickford, 1-on-1. The flag hasn't gone up. And Iran had a chance there to make it 6-2. And he'll be disappointed. That was John Stones getting caught there. And I tell you what, if I criticised Jordan Pickford earlier on, you've got to praise him. That's a great save. I'm not sure he knows a lot about it, to be fair. He puts his arm up, but it more hits his hand. And it's more he just puts his arm up to hope that something happens. And it did. And it was a slight finger touch that put it on the bar. That's a great save by Pickford. And if he might have been disappointed conceding in this game, he's going to be very happy that he kept it at 1. Iran have a free kick, though, just outside the box, down Luke Shaw's side. It'll be whipped in. We've got a minute and a half left of this game. And Iran is showing some promise here to find a second goal. Consolation. Ready to take the free kick. Maybe one last piece of defending for England to do. Whipped in. Pickford punches away. And it goes out for a Iran throw-in. As I was saying there, 8 corners to England, 0 to Iran. Double the amount of fouls Iran against England's. 7 fouls for England, 14 for Iran. And England have been pretty dominant. We are clocking nearly 100 minutes on the scoreboard. 24 minutes injury time in total we've had in this game. Overall, in summary, it's been a good game for England. Once the game got going, once the substitution of the injured goalkeeper for Iran was taken off, there is a VAR decision here. So I assume they're looking at a penalty, possible penalty. So there was a free kick for Iran. It was whipped in. Pickford got himself in between the play of the penalty 6-yard box and he punched it away. Now, the referee's going to look at VAR. So I assume there's a review of some holding. There might be a shirt pull. I mean, I do question what about the one earlier when Maguire was held and the defender wasn't even looking at him. So we're looking at a shirt pull of Jon Stones. And if we're given a penalty for this, we're probably given a penalty every week. This could be the last action in this game, and it could be a penalty to Iran. But if that's given, you're probably given a penalty a game, every game. And then you've got to ask why there wasn't a penalty for Maguire. Because the defender was holding him and he wasn't even looking at the play. I think he's going to give a pen. He has given a pen. It's a penalty to Iran in the final kick of the game. I mean, we could probably just accept it because we're 6-1 up. If that's 1-1 in a knockout stage, I think you're livid. I mean, he has got the shirt, but that's going to happen in every game. How is that not going to happen in every game? Yeah, Paul's not happy either. That's going to happen in every game for me. And here comes the lack of consistency with VAR. So inconsistent. Penalty though for Iran. Last kick of the game has to be 101 minutes on the clock. Pickford moving on his line. Penalty ready to be taken. Iran penalty taker staring at the ball. Deep breath. Facing Pickford. Having a good look at Pickford. Slow run up. Strikes it. Great pen, to be fair. Great pen. Pickford's not happy. He's conceded 2 on the day. And it's 6-2. But it's not great by VAR. And I'd like to know now what happens is we're going to be watching every other game. And if someone's got a slight tug on a shirt, it's a penalty, yeah? That's what you've got to do. If you're going to give a penalty for one game, you've got to do it every game. I think there'll be a lot of penalties now. Or there should be a lot of penalties. If you're going to give them, you've got to give them. Otherwise, VAR becomes constantly inconsistent. We might not even have a kickoff. It's full time. It is England 6, Iran 2. And we got the job done. We've scored goals. We can't be too downbeat. Do let us know if you've got any thoughts in the comments. But as VAR had its say yesterday in the opening game of the World Cup, it's had its say at the end of the game in the second game of the World Cup. England 6, Iran 2. Bellingham scored in the 35th minute. Great looping header, assist from Luke Shaw. Saka got his tournament underway with a great volley, headed down, assist from Harry Maguire from a corner. Great volley, great strike. Sterling would take England in at halftime 3-0, assist from Harry Kane. And Sterling, not in great form for his club, but always seems to do a job for Gareth Southgate in an England shirt. And he's got his England campaign in this tournament up and running with a goal. 3-0 up. Come out the second half and Saka would get his second goal of the game. Took a few moments to get his shot away, but once he did, he created space. And he made it England 4, Iran 0. And as we celebrated that 3 minutes later, Tarami would get Iran back in the game. I say back in the game, they would score their first goal in this game. And Pickford didn't really do much with the goal that he scored, but he got a hand to it. But too much power. Probably Maguire was at fault from a positional point of view. 4-1. Wouldn't be 4-1 for long, though. Marcus Rashford would come off the bench and he would make it 5-1. And an assist from Harry Kane. So no goal for Harry Kane today, but he did get an assist. And Marcus Rashford has justified his pick in this World Cup. Jack Grealish would get the 6th goal for England to make it 6-1 with a Callum Wilson assist. Callum Wilson, very unselfish, could have gone his own way. He's a striker. He loves scoring, but he saw Jack Grealish in a better position and he laid him on to score to make it 6-1 with 10 minutes added on. That should have been it. But there was a late VAR decision to give Iran a penalty. Holding from John Stones. I say holding, he had a bit of the shirt. So let's watch in future games to see if those type of decisions are given, because Harry Maguire was held in the first half and the defender was holding on to Harry Maguire, wasn't even looking at the ball, and then he just didn't give anything. So it's okay. You can hold a player not looking at the ball, but if you hold a shirt whilst looking at the ball, there's two different decisions. Let's just go. Yeah. So Alan just says, oh boy, VAR strikes again. What a joke. Yeah. It's inconsistent. That's what annoys everyone about it. I think the equipment, the technology can work. For some reason, it just can't be consistent. And Paul says, VAR just ruins everything. Maybe it feels worse because it always ruins games for Bournemouth and relegated us. Yeah, I think it has swings and roundabouts, but it does seem to hurt us an awful lot. Actually, I don't think we've definitely had loads of decisions go against us from a Bournemouth point of view, and not many have gone for us. So not seeing the evening out from a club point of view. And it's okay when VAR plays that type of role in a 6-1 game. It's when it does that in a game in a knockout stage and it costs you the tournament at 1-1. That's when it really, really hurts. So I'm just interested to see if I watch another fixture, Holland, Senegal, Wales, USA, and if I see someone holding the shirt, it's got to be a penalty. Otherwise, it's inconsistent, as I said. I did say we'll just take a quick look at the table. Obviously, we're going to be top because Wales and USA haven't played yet. I'm not even sure if it's updated yet, but I'll flick it on and see what happens. In Group A, Ecuador beat QATAR comfortably, 2-0. Great goals from Valencia, and they're off with 3 points. England are top of Group B because USA and Wales kick off tonight, and you'll see 3 points there with a healthy goal difference of +4, conceded 2, scored 6. So a perfect start for England, just what we needed. These are always tough games. These are always delicate games because we're expected to win. We should win, but sometimes we make life a bit hard for ourselves. I suppose that's just the English way. We do it at club level as well sometimes, don't we? So, but we got the job done, and 3 points on the board. We are a little bit closer to getting to the knockouts, but a lot of work still to do in this tournament. So we've got the USA on Friday. So check out our socials. So we're going to be following England to start with in this World Cup. So England will play on the 25th of November with a 7 o'clock kickoff against USA. So we'll probably be streaming from about 6:30 p.m. on Friday. We'll probably may have the likes of Jon Spark with us. Aaron Kaye might be joining us. And we might have some other contributors of the channel joining us so we can get more thoughts rather than just myself. And then we'll be looking to stream the Wales game as well the following Tuesday on the 29th of November, which is also a 7 o'clock kickoff. So that will likely be something like a 6:30 game as well. But do subscribe if you've checked out this video after we've streamed it. Thank you very much. Do hit this like on this video and do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are in the main and AFC Bournemouth channel, but during the World Cup break, we'll be following England and potentially looking at other matches that may play a role in England's journey to however far we go in those knockout stages once we've qualified, hopefully, and we'll see how the tournament plays out. I'll close out this watch along though. Thank you to anyone who has joined us on this watch along. Really appreciate it. For anyone who's commented as well. And we will keep up the Bournemouth content alongside this World Cup for any news that potentially comes out from a Bournemouth point of view with regards to the new manager, takeover, etc. Look after yourselves though, and I will see you on the next one. Free Lions got 3 points on the board.